Now you can control what your toolbars look like, what tools you have available, which ones are open, which ones are closed, and what is contained within your toolbars. There's a great flexibility in Acrobat. So for example, if we go up here to View and go down to Toolbars, you can see listed a nice variety of different toolbars and toolbar options. And if you see a little check next to a toolbar name, that means that that particular toolbar is open at the moment. So for example, see here Find, and up here you can see your Find toolbar. And if I take the check out by clicking on it, notice it disappeared. And when I go back to View and Toolbars, notice that under Find there is no check. If I would like to return it, I click it and bring it back. It's that simple. Now if you take a look at your different toolbars, you'll see a little gray bar, fairly visible, separating them. And the reason I bring that up is this. Looking at the toolbars where they are now kind of anchored in place, those are known as docked toolbars. But suppose I don't want them docked. I want it free to be able to move or place someplace else. That's called a floated toolbar. So if I go to this little gray bar, you can think of it as your handle. I can click and drag my toolbar and see now it's a floated toolbar. Notice the little close button here. If I click on that, I've closed the toolbar. So now if I'd like to bring it back, I'd go back up to View and Toolbars and put the check back in. Now notice when I opened the toolbar this time, it brought it back in the last place I had it. So I had it floated. The previous times it opened up, it was docked, because that's where it was located the last time I had closed it. Now if I would like to put this someplace else, I certainly can. See, I can click and drag it, put it anywhere I want here. Right now I'd like to put it right back up in the docked position, so I'm going to drag it back up here and let go. Now see what I did here is I moved it up just a little too high. There we go. Once you start getting familiar and using Acrobat, you may find yourself saying, you know, there's a lot of stuff in here I wish was in my toolbar and several things I wish weren't that clutter it up. Well, that's okay, because you have the opportunity to go up to Tools and select Customize Toolbars. And Adobe has it very, very nicely organized here, so it's so easy to understand. You can select which items go in their appropriate toolbar. If you take a look at the More Tools option, notice here, if I put a check in the Advanced Editing toolbar and I close now, notice the Advanced Editing toolbar opens up. And I'm going to close it, go back up to Tools, and select Customize Toolbars once again. If I scroll down here, you'll notice, of course, anything that has no check in it is not present in the toolbars. But where there is a check, you can see the toolbar. Now we have our File toolbar, which is represented up here, and only certain items are here included in the toolbar. Now suppose I don't want the email icon here. So I click, but I would like the Attach a File button included, and I say OK. As you can see, we have changed our toolbar. Now if I go and right-click on that toolbar and go all the way down to the bottom to More Tools, that is another way to access the More Tools options. I can go back down to File, put it back the way it was, and click OK. So your toolbars give you tons and tons of flexibility, and you can organize this based on the tasks you perform most frequently, which will give you a lot more speed and help you to work more efficiently.